Hello, it's Paul here. I'm going to give you a full introduction to Pipedrive today. It's a really cool CRM system. It's going to take your deals within your sales pipeline from obviously from the start to the finish and everything in between. It's going to help you manage it. It's going to help you schedule calls, track where everything's at, give you some reporting, give you some interesting reporting on where you're winning and losing deals, and everything you need from a CRM to get you on top of your pipeline. So as usual, I'm going to do it as a test account for Happy Me Security. I'll do it as a tradesman environment. I do a lot of work with security companies, so I always find it easier to do it from the background I've had. And we're going to dive straight in it. Just a bit of housekeeping to start with. If you're watching this on YouTube or on my free training, if you look in the description, you'll see where each chapter starts, where each lesson area starts. So what I'll do is I'll record it in blocks, and then I'll say deals start at this, or accounts start at this, or checking reports start at this time. So you can jump onto that time rather than watching the whole video, and you can come back later and catch up where you left off. One thing that really helps me on my videos, and it will help you, is if you just pause me at this point and say, tell me why you're here, tell me what you're watching this video for, tell me what you're expecting from Pipedrive. Just say hello. It helps me year on year. This is 2019. I didn't start with that, did I? It's 2019, 6th of February. And it helps me understand what you need from these videos, and each year I can make them better, and I can point you in a better towards a better video that might more suit your needs, judging on what you say to me. So just pause me, tell me why you're here, and then we'll dive straight into it. So let's dive in. First thing we're going to do is sign up. So I'm going to try it for free. I think it's a 14-day free trial. You're not going to be asked for a credit card. My email will be security@paulnicholson.com. Get access. Add in your name, company, Happy Me Security. This is not a real company. Construction services. Let's say construction. Phone number. That is my phone number, but don't phone me. I never answer my phone. That includes Pipedrive team. Add a password. Don't say it out loud. Receive occasional. Leave that on if you want to know deals. And sign up. How many people in your company? They're obviously going to work out some things for their end and for you. Let's say it's 2 to 5. How many managing a sales team? Which sales tool do you want to use? Which sales tool do you use now? So if you use something already, put it in. What's the main reason? Sales info is unorganized. It's probably why, because a lot of you may be coming from spreadsheets, which I don't blame you, but it is time to get a CRM, and you're going to see in this video why. Start using Pipedrive. So it's going to be on gold when it first sets up. Now, gold, I think, I'm going to have to wait for the pricing. I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, silver's £15 a month. Gold's obviously more than that. I think it was 20 something. So up here it says trial of gold, right? There are obviously features in gold that you might like with a mail, and I'm not sure what other main features are. But if you go up here straight away, in the pricing, you're going to see silver is £15 a month. Sales management, calendars, smart BBCCs, in-apps, brand web forms, branded web forms. I'll have to show you that. Reports and dashboards, two-factor authentication. That's obviously when you log in, it'll ask for a phone number, so it sends a code to your phone. When you use stuff like that. Gold, custom permissions, smart product calendar. It's the email tracking is probably the big thing. Looking at the different options between silver and gold. No branded web form. So when you set up this branded web form, it's going to say powered by Pipedrive or something like that, right? Whereas this one, obviously they take it off. Workflow automation. So you get into some cool stuff. I'm going to show you in this tutorial, though, as I said at the start, the silver. So just click silver if you're following me as you go. And I'm going to change to the silver option, 14-day trial. Becky wants to talk to me about it. And we can dive straight in. So I'm going to talk you through the tabs. There is a point at the bottom here that you might want to go through like a smart setup. You can obviously go in and go through these options. I'm not actually going to go through that because the first thing it says import your data. I'm only using some sample data. I'm going to show you how to use it, and then I'm going to import some data, and then we're going to go through each area. And then if you're going to sync, I know you won't be able to sync email on this version. Invite team members, install our mobile app, and sync your calendar and stuff like that. So you can go through these. It's probably worth doing. It's probably there for a reason, but I'm not going to. In this section, I'm just going to talk you through the tabs. So main part of any CRM is your pipeline, is your deals. This is where the money is, right? And obviously this is from the top of the funnel, from being the beginner as they get to you touching people, talking to people, moving them across to sections that you've defined. You could change these pipeline names, and we're going to get these deals to move across until we've gone close won or close lost. That's the whole point, right? Get them in your pipeline, get them moved across, and get them out. Mail's not going to work on the silver version. It says here try gold, so we're not going to worry about mail. Activities, this is where we're going to see phone calls, meetings, emails, things that you've got to do, what have you got to chase up, and everything else that you're, to make your day productive, really. It's your to-do list, isn't it? So we're going to look into that. Contacts is obviously you're going to have people, and it's good that they actually call the contact people rather than contacts, because sometimes people get confused between contacts and accounts. But well, they don't get confused, but it can be. But people, it says people, right? So organizations, no, what happens? You get account, and then you get people. But these guys worked it out. Organizations, the company that people work for, and then the people that are inside those companies. So that's pretty self-obvious. Then progress, dashboards to set up to give you quick snapshots of where you're at, reports, and then set some goals, some forecasting, some stuff like that. Give yourself a bit of, I guess it's called gamification. So those are the tabs at the top that you're going to use the majority of the time. So let's get started. Let's add a deal. Obviously, there's cool places with programs like this. You can go up to the top, add new deal. You can obviously come to deals, add deal. The mobile app I'll show you later, we can add deals and do things on as well. So you're just going to click add deal, really quick. Pop-up opens. Contact person, say it's me. Paul Nicholson will be added as a new contact. So obviously, if it was somebody already in there, it would pick it up. Organization is Happy Me Limited. Yes, that is my company name. Deal title, we're going to say new CCTV system. All right. Deal value, £900. I don't know. Pipeline status, so I can quickly jump it into a status if it's already further on than just someone's made a phone call and said, oh, I'm interested in this, or you've already emailed. So I'm going to drop it in contact made, and then expected close date. When do I think I'm going to close this job? March 2019, and save, right? And that automatically adds that deal, which is cool. What happens here is, I'm going to come back to this as well with activities, but I'll explain it quickly now, is when there's click start, click on the icon, schedule a follow-up. So what happens when there's an exclamation mark, a warning? This deal has got no next activity. There isn't a phone call booked. There isn't any information. There isn't anything to do next. So you can quickly add a phone call, right? Or a phone call, a meeting, a task, a deadline, something, right? So we could say a task could be, let's say email, right? We're going to send an email tomorrow. We're going to say send welcome email, right? Assign to, if you've got more than one person in your company, you can assign it. Here's the deal, here's the information, send invitations to attendees, that's if there's a meeting, and save, right? Now what will happen is it's grey. So this is because it's in the future. So the exclamation mark is if there's nothing, grey is in the future, red is in the past. So if I put this to yesterday, it'll probably go red. So it's red, so this is behind. So it's a good way, you're going to see when I populate this massively, that you're going to be able to see on this board where everything is. If I put it to today, it'll go green. So you can quickly see across your whole pipeline what activities you've got, right? So I can drag and drop. I want it to move across. This is the whole point of it, isn't it? I want it to move across this timeline. If you ever used Trello, this was the first time I ever saw this was in Trello. It was a really easy way to manage. And then obviously I can drop it into Lost, or I can just bin it, right? So I'm going to leave it in needs defined. And we're going to click in, and we're going to see that there's options to add activity, send email. Sorry, we can't send email. It's or upload files. Send emails a gold version, right? So we can add activity. We can take notes. Spoke with Paul. Old CCTV system is out of date. And you can see as the deal works out, we can see the status at the top, how many days it's been in certain areas. We can see any extra information at the time. If you've got any extra fields you want to customize and add, organization stuff, people. And you're going to see if you've used them a lot, you're going to see more populated information here as to how active they are and what other deals you've had involved with them, and any notes that you've put on that person. We'll go to contacts in a bit. You might put so-and-so works with his wife, or kids are called this and that, but we'll go through that as we get to contacts. I'm going to skip this. And then the email at the bottom, if you want to email, you can send an email. You BCC it to this email address, and it will tag the email to that deal. Let me just have a. I'll come back and leave this as an extra lesson. So look in the lesson chapters, and I will come back and show you that. But I just wanted to jump in just the deals, and obviously again we're trying to get these deals across. There's different ways of moving it through the pipeline, and then win or losing it. Right? We're going to come back to deals, and I'll show you some more info in a bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to import a load of data, some sample data, just so I've got things to throw around and show you what's happening. So if you want to do that because you want to test it out, I'll put a link to where I've got if you actually just Google sample Pipedrive data, and then you can go to settings, import data from a spreadsheet, and that file that you've downloaded from the Pipedrive, you can just upload. Obviously you can't remove it very easily, so if you're only playing around, I would do this. Okay, got it. Next. It's gonna import. It's this sample data here, right? I haven't got it open. Start the import. It's blank, so I'm not. If you don't use this to import data, that's actual data. We need to talk more about sorting your data out than doing that. So if I come back now, it's gonna start populating, and you can see these colors, exclamation marks. And obviously I can start dragging things across. I want all these to be across my pipeline, so we can start building a pipeline, right? So I'm going to let that finish importing. I'm going to spread it out a little bit, and then we're going to get into managing the pipeline and really digging into it then. So let's go through a deal process and mark it as completed, right? So we can see now, if we manage our pipeline, we've got red icons showing things that are in the past that we need to catch up on. We've got green ones that are the future we don't need to worry about. And then we've got exclamation marks that we need to do something with. So if I go and schedule a meeting, schedule Mayweather Productions, it's going to say Mayweather, right? And say we've gone through and we've added needs defined, cost estimated. You might come in and take a note, costs equal $400. Or you might tag somebody in. If you're in your business, you want someone else to give you the costings. You may go to, then click here, click on the meeting. Oh, I ticked it into. I can untick it. But you can click on the meeting. Oh, click on the activity, click on the meeting. So what's really cool is when you mark something as done, it then asks you for the next thing. So if I go here, mark as done, it instantly opens another box and says, right, what do you need to do next? And it might be send proposal. I don't know if one of them is send proposal. Lunch, task, right, yeah? Send proposal on the 8th. Right, so proposal made, you might put it here, so it's gone grey because it's not active, it's in the future, you're not really worried. And you might go here, send proposals done, and then it bumps again straight away. What's the next activity? What do you need to do next? Close the deal, right? Close the deal with, I don't know, this icon. Again, give it a date, give it name, information, deal ready to close, save. So we're into negotiation started. Again, you can go up here, you could have got it there. It's going to track how many days you do it. It's always good to know that sort of information. And then when you finally win or lost, you're going to drop it on won or lost. Won. A deal's in the bag, and you're going to go through whatever process it is to name next to go into delivering that project. So that's how to manage your pipeline. You can see that you need everything to have some sort of activity. What's the next activity? Meeting, phone call, talk to a technician about this job, or whatever it is. It needs something assigned to it. There's no point having a deal in your pipeline that's just dead, that's just like not doing anything, right? So let's look at another cool option here. So obviously the pipeline can be in 3 different views. One is a Kanban style. I think this is what this is called these days. I don't know why it's called Kanban. And you can just drag and drop things around. Oh no, I've done that. Oh yeah, I've done that. Move it around, right? The other one's obviously a list, a straight out list that you can filter. And the other one's a forecast, which is really cool, which tells you how much money you've got in the pipeline. A lot of things are in the past, right? Because it's sample data. And a lot of how much is closing at a certain time. So the new one that I put in is going to close in March, or I can move it across and say that's the expected close date has now moved. And same with this, you can move this forward, right? And then give it a date, move it across. These are actually ones. If I expected close date, deal created. Where's the expected close? I'm probably looking straight at it. But here, right? So just change this. So change this date to April, May. April. Oh, so 2006, that's how old the data is, right? So 2019, let's say May 2019. Save, right? And then when I go back to the deals, and there's got to be something in May. So there's 25,000 worth of deals within May that we think we're going to close by May. But you're seeing previous months, this is how much was closed, this is how much was closed versus what's open. So if you're after a certain forecast, or if you've got targets to hit, which you obviously have, you can see in the future how much money is in those pipelines for that month. So not only in a pipeline cradle to the grave sort of thing, you've also got month by month forecasting in a snapshot. It's really cool. So let's have a quick shoot through activities, everything you've got to do. So everything in order. All the reds, as we know, are things that are in the past, or 2016 with the sample data. Emails, you've got the type of this type you've got to do, the deal name, obviously the person, email, phone, organization. You can filter this down to just show me, well, you basically turn them off, aren't you? But just show me the calls I've got to do, show me the meetings I've got, or, you know, filter away, turn them on, turn them off. You can say overdue, let's filter it down. What do I need to do today? I need to do this, this, and this. Obviously, you can click on it to jump into it, to decide what else you need to do. See what you've got tomorrow, this week, planned. So basically, snapshot of your day, your week, things that are going on, things that are booked in, your calendar. You know, it's very good, isn't it? Because it's all there in front of you. These are the phone calls that I've missed or I'm behind on, and and everything in the future. And as we know from the deals, everything should be tagged with some task. Every single deal has an activity, and then it'd be listed in there. So that's cool, right? Let's look at contacts, big part of your CRM, people in your contacts. You get the point now. You can jump all over, you can bounce around, you can just click something and send an email by clicking the email address, and it actually automatically sends the BCC there, which is cool. If you noticed, when I click there, it also added that person's little BCC. So what that will do is add that email to Pipedrive as you send it from that button. So as you click on somebody's name, you can add a note. I know, just seen Paul into golf, going away on a trip or something. Add an activity, just like a deal. Need to call Paul. Catch up call with Paul. Does he need anything? Obviously, you can click on the company, jumps you to the company, and you'll see if there's more than one person, you'll see them here. Activities and things that are happening. Basic information for that company, and again, you can write stuff down. It's the same as the deal, isn't it? Every page is almost the same looking, which is cool because you get used to it. But you've got your people and your organisations. Just really easy to jump around, find people, and start collating some sort of information on them, so that you don't have to guess every time you see them. You're not straining your brain trying to remember. You're adding things. You're easily updating deals. You're easily creating new deals. You can see what deals are active to this company. You know, you can export stuff like that. So it's pretty obvious the contact and accounts part, but it's a powerful part of the whole Pipedrive, isn't it? The main part is getting your deals done, but also keeping good relationships with these guys as well is always good for your CRM. Let's just go through some of the dashboard stuff, some information. You're going to see snapshots of your business. You can add a goal. You can set certain goals what you want to use. You can see now reports starting to populate. Obviously, I've got very limited data, but you can see activities that have been done, activities completed, emails, deals started, and obviously over a course of time, you're going to get a lot better information. This is your pipeline. So at the moment, there's I think it was 29. Did it say 29 deals? 16 in that stage, and then you can see less and less getting down, and that's how a pipeline will work in it. You'll have more and more, but then you'll get information on closed door one from a certain place, where you're doing better, how fast your pipeline is, your conversion rates, deal information on being won. You're going to get used to diving in and getting reports, but obviously the data that's in there is not great for reports at the minute. So that's pretty much an overview, quick setup, quick instruction, quick tutorial on Pipedrive. I think it's really cool. I think it's easy to use. I think it understands that your pipeline is your deal pipelines. You're definitely the place where you need to spend all your time and energy making sure that this is active and accurate. Quickly being able to click and change something, change a date or schedule an activity, or quickly be able to move things across. Go to lost if it's been lost. Tag Y lost. Lost on price. Too expensive. So it's really good. It's easy to use. It's got a real nice look to it. The old user, is it UI? User interface. It's cool and seamless. It's not hard on the eye. It's very soft and it's just cool. I like it. I think it'll work well for you. I'll put together some free training, and if you've got some questions and answers, if you go to free.paulnicholson.com, you'll see I will add a category for Pipedrive. I'll add a full training course as well for people who want a little bit more structure. But jump into this, ask questions. You just type new topic, tag Pipedrive will be there, and you can ask questions for me, and I'll create videos and answers for your questions. There's obviously a lot more it can do. It can integrate with a lot of other places, a lot of other options for things further on to make it better, to make it or make it more interact with what you already use. Here's apps and integrations here. And then workflows, but I think that's a gold membership option. So it's gonna integrate with other apps that you may use on a daily basis. But I think if you dive in, use your 14-day trial, see if it fits you, and really just jump in and have some fun. Any questions? Anything you want to know more about it? Write the comment wherever you're watching it, or come to my website, paulnicholson.com. Odds are I'll be live. I'm not live while I'm recording, so it might be the only time I'm not live is when I'm recording. But you can just jump in and ask me a question or submit a ticket. I'll always try to help. Cheers, guys.